everyone! About 4 years ago, I made a video on this channel all about how clumsy I am. It's still very, very true, and it recently came to a head a couple of weeks ago when I had a bit of an accident. And I thought I would tell you all about it this week because who doesn't want to celebrate what a massive failure I am? So it was a Sunday and I was editing a video when I suddenly thought, it's getting about the time where I usually go out for a walk with my mum and the dog. So up I got and I left my laptop open. This is apparently the universal symbol for an open laptop. Don't quote me on that. I left my laptop open and as I started to walk out of my room, I suddenly thought for some reason I should close that. So I turned around and I just flicked it shut. It didn't shut all the way, which seemed strange because usually it's pretty seamless. But for some reason it was getting stuck and it just wouldn't go any further. Now, a sensible person would have walked in front of the laptop and seen what was stopping it from shutting properly, but I'm not that person. And I just went, "Oh, shut!" Let's just take a moment to consider how dumb I am. You see, what had actually happened was I had left my headphones lying next to my laptop and the headphone jack was on the keyboard. And it was that was stopping the lid from shutting. And I was just, bashing it because, that's just what I do. In my defense, I did only try and shut it about twice. I am, exaggerating for comedic purposes, honestly. When it wouldn't shut the second time, I did go and have a look and I was like, oh, my headphone jack. Gosh, it's a good job I noticed that. I moved it, shut the laptop and went for a walk, blissfully unaware of what I was going to return to. Because you see, a MacBook is a very powerful machine, but its screen is not built to withhold being bashed whilst there's a flippin' headphone jack in the way. And when I returned and I opened it up, there was like this L shape on the screen of just blackness. And a very obvious little V-shaped crack in the screen in the corner. I thought, in my infinite wisdom, I could probably just tolerate the black L shape for a while and, maybe it would somehow magically get better. But within about 2 minutes of turning my laptop back on, the black L had become an entirely black screen of death. Yep, my laptop was unusable. Naturally, I am a mature and sensible adult, so I reacted in a very mature and sensible way.
No! Why?
Thankfully, Leslie is the incredibly sensible half of our business partnership and she reminded me that we have insurance for just this reason. Thank you, sweet Lord. So the next morning I went straight over to the office and Leslie and I compiled an insurance report to our insurers. And, I tried to talk down quite how dumb I'd been, but there's only a certain amount of ways that you can say, I shut my MacBook on my headphone jack and now the screen is split. Once we'd sent the report, we knew we were going to have to organise getting the MacBook repaired, so I made a phone call to a local company. I've used this place before for phones and things, and I thought, they're good, I'll just give them a call. Now, I was having to put on my big girl pants to make this call. I am one of those people who really does not like talking on the phone. I will chat to a friend. If you call me, we'll have a lovely conversation. But ringing a restaurant to book a table or phoning to inquire about a service and that sort of thing, I don't like doing it. I get very freaked out. So I had to, be brave and woman up. And I phoned up and I said, I've done a really, really stupid thing and, destroyed my MacBook screen. Can you help me, please? The guy said yes. He gave me a quote as to how much it would cost. And I said, I've just got to let my insurers know how much it will cost to fix and I'll get back to you. So that's what I did. I told my insurers the price he'd quoted me and the insurers said, we need it written down. You have to provide us with either an email in which they say the price or a proper invoice or something so that we've got a written record of this company saying this is how much it will cost. Totally understand that. They don't want people scamming them out of hundreds of quid after all. So I thought, I'd better just get in touch again. So not only did I phone this place back and say, I actually need it written down. Would you mind emailing me or sending me some sort of written quote? I also emailed them twice. Might have even been 3 times. They never sent me a written quote. I was really peeved because by this time my laptop had been out of action for nearly a week. In the end, I went to a different place. They quoted me £200 more, but they sent it in written form, which is exactly what I'd asked them to do, so I could finally get the laptop fixed. So my mum drove me and we had the opportunity to listen to some true crime in the car together because my mum shares my enjoyment for true crime podcasts. And also I got a Domino's pizza while I was out because, why not? I was hungry and it was there. But I will say that when I dropped the MacBook off, I was honestly terrified, thinking they are probably going to tell me that they can't fix it or that it's going to cost like £800 more than they've quoted me or something. I was very concerned. As it happens, they didn't need to do anything other than replace the screen, and in 2 days' time I had my laptop back. But it was a full fortnight after I had broken it, thanks to this first place just, telling me, yeah, sure, we'll send you a quote, and then just not. Thanks for that. But the whole incident really made me realise just how reliant we are on technology and just how attached I am to my computer. I kept my old laptop when I got that one, and I'm staring at it if you're wondering why I'm doing that. It's there, it's okay. I kept my old one when I got that one, and it's a good job I did because otherwise not only would I not have been able to have finished the last 2 weeks of videos for this channel, but I wouldn't have been able to have finished a couple of work videos and a lot of copywriting I've been doing for work recently. So, thank goodness I kept the old one, but it is 7 years old and very slow. Let's just say I've gotten very used to the beach ball of doom in the last couple of weeks. So I just wanted to make a quick video this week to explain how overjoyed I am to have my computer back. It will take me so much less time to edit because I have an actual functioning, speedy computer again. And also to remind you all, never allow me to hold anything that's precious because I will just break it. I can't believe my sister lets me hold my nephew. I promise not to break him. So yeah, I am now ludicrously careful with literally everything I own because I appear to have, sausages for fingers and just gorilla arms. Why am I like this? Maybe I'm being too hard on myself because when I dropped the laptop off, the girl who took it from me in the store did actually say, this is really, really common. People crack laptop screens all the time on their laptop chargers or their headphone jacks or their hard drive connector. Just, any number of wires with a metal bit on the end that just sort of dangle over the keyboard and people don't notice and they go. So maybe I'm being a bit mean to myself, but I do feel like these things just happen to me. Are you clumsy? Let me know in the comments. You might be able to make me feel better. If you enjoyed this story of my stupidity, feel free to give it a thumbs up. You can click on my floaty head if you'd like to subscribe, and last week's video is over there. I am going to go and edit this one and just, really make sure I don't damage the laptop in doing so. Talk to you all next week. Bye!